Hey y'all, this is Liberated Love Notes, a podcast on Living Corporate Network. I am your host, Brittany Janay, creator of Liberated Love Notes, critical self-reflections and affirmations for the culture. Y'all already know Liberated Love Notes is your source for weekly doses of reflection, affirmation, and reimagining for us by us. Y'all, as I am recording this episode, I am experiencing a sense of heaviness. I am learning about the Black lives that were taken from us by the white supremacist shooter in Buffalo. I am processing some of the tragedies that are local to Baltimore here, more specifically the murder of Angel Morgan Heather Smith, who was pregnant when she was killed while sitting in her car. And so feeling just this sense of heaviness. I was going to talk about something totally different for today's episode, but my spirit actually ended up leading me in a different way. And in this season, I strive to be just more responsive to that. And so I want to just use this episode to send love to my brothers, sisters, siblings, cousins, elders who exist in Black bodies. I just want to use these few moments to affirm that you are worthy. You are deserving. You are enough. You are loved. You are more than this society and culture would have us believe about ourselves. You are human. You are not deficient. You are not defective, and you deserve so much more. America does not deserve us. America, if you ask me, does not deserve Black people. Actually, a few years ago, I wrote a blog post where I declared, I think it was 4 truths, and one of which was that fact, and I'm heavy on the certainty there, that America does not deserve Black people. I actually think it was back in 2019, maybe. A sentiment that certainly ain't true, right? But becomes more and more apparent, or at least became more and more apparent to me. And so if you ask me, it is absolutely worth affirming. America does not deserve Black people. I actually had, so much so, I actually had a few shirts that declared it. I'll eventually restock. I even had it, or wore those shirts in my head shots and all. It's worth declaring America does not deserve Black people. When I say America does not deserve us, America does not deserve Black people, I imagine, not even imagine, I know. Let me not, I know it elicits a range of emotions. I'm remembering in my previous role, my leader struggling with that statement, literally forbade me to wear it and to like dissociate my role in any references to that shirt or like photos like where I had the shirt on. And it was troubling to me as someone who's, y'all have heard me say it, most liberated self uses my body, whether it is in how I wear my hair, how I wear my clothes, my posture, use my body as a form of agency and power and resistance. That just never sat well with me. And so in the context of the world we live in today and the history we know to be true, I just simply cannot budge on this truth. I'm watching the news over the past week and I'm like, wow, America does not deserve Black people. America has never deserved us. And when I say it, the declaration, the affirmation is a reminder, because part of oppression, part of injustice is to have us forget, right? And so we must remember. It is a reminder of the harm, of the dehumanizing conditions that this country, our laws and systems continue to perpetuate at the expense of Black people, at the expense of Black people. When I say America does not deserve us, y'all, I am calling attention to the conditions that make it possible for Black bodies to be harmed in our communities, for Black bodies to be harmed at the market, in our places of worship, in our homes, in our beds while we are sleeping or playing video games. The conditions that make it so that Black bodies are harmed while we are at work in these, whether it's in a warehouse or in these corporate American halls, ladders, rooms, quote unquote tables we're trying to find seats at. America does not deserve Black people. It's a reminder that this country did not deserve us when they imported more than 12 million human Black bodies as chattel, goods, and tools for production. America does not deserve us, and affirming that reality is recognizing that this country continues to fall short of its promise, even as we continue to create, to build, to disrupt, and evolve, to use ourselves in beautifully brilliant ways. We continue to. They don't deserve us. And so America will always be indebted to Black people because we deserved. I just know it. Our ancestors deserved, and we deserve better. I am reminded of this every day as I experience those I am closest to impacted by these systems in harmful, very real, material ways. Reminded of this as Black trauma takes up space. Black trauma at the hands of white supremacy takes up space on our social media feeds and news outlets. I'm affirming today, this week, and beyond that America does not deserve Black people. America does not deserve us. But, and I know I'm usually heavy on the and. But feels a little bit more sufficient. America does not deserve us, but we are deserving. We will always be deserving and worthy of love, healing, We will always be deserving and worthy of community, of warmth, of wealth, of pleasure, of ease and joy, however you define it. We are worthy, will always be deserving of connection, remembering and returning to ourselves. America does not deserve Black people. America doesn't deserve us. But we are absolutely worthy of growing, of feeling, of being, heavy on the being, uninterrupted. One of my favorite liberated love notes from the deck is actually one that I asked my grandparents to read when I first launched. One of the simplest cards, affirmation love notes, but perhaps the most powerful. I had my maternal grandparents read it in a promo reel. Now, at the time, I had no idea how special, how priceless that would be, as my grandfather would eventually transition into ancestorship just a little under a year later. And so, how divine. And so, while I get myself together, y'all, I'm actually going to end this episode with their voice and affirm to every Black body today.
I am not deficient. I am not inadequate.
I am enough, and I am everything. You are enough. You are everything.
Peace, y'all.